Hey babies, how are you? I'll be waiting for you to give me an answer. I can wait. I have all day. I have all night. I have all morning. I have all afternoon. And I have any internet time you may have on your smartphone or computer or any sort of appliance in the future, such as a microwave oven with a USB port and a refrigerator with a USB port, or a couch with a USB port, or a table with a USB port, or a closet with speakers, or a bag. So please welcome to Made of Things, babies. Then again, if you're a real baby, I can't really expect you to do what I ask of you, so unless it's sleeping and pooping. Okay, so from now on, anytime someone refers to you as baby, please reply the following: Dear sir or madam, or neither. I acquiesce the condition of baby towards you, but please ask nothing else from me than my sleep and my poop. Those I will freely offer, even if not required. Are you perchance able to store my sleep and my poop in a local storage unit by the river, I would hope? Will you please keep these goods in a safe and dry location? I will most likely come back later to collect my sleep and my poop. Well, that's enough poop jokes for me and for the rest of the year, I guess. If you haven't noticed yet, you're listening to Made of Things, so welcome to the show. Well, you probably noticed that you're listening to Made of Things. You had to click on it and you had to download the thing. So I hope you've subscribed to it. Have you subscribed yet? Please do whenever possible. I hope iTunes has been nice to you, and I hope the whole internet has been nice to you. I don't really have my hopes up on that one. Ha 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 ha. YouTube comments, lol. So I hope you've subscribed, seriously. So I hope you've subscribed to Made of Things on iTunes, and leave a comment if you please, even if it's unrelated. Like, you can comment on the latest sports news, or on the economic situation of Greece, or anything that's current. And also not current, if you want, you can also comment on very old news, with maybe something nice from the 19th century, like some quaint news or news of something quaint back in the turn of the century times. Maybe, I don't know, something, please dig up any old news from the early 19th century, or the early 80s. We all love the early 80s, even if we simultaneously hate the early 80s, but, you know, computers and all that. Okay, so there's a bit of serious business I'd like to get up to this week before we get to our guest. First off, congratulations to everyone, really. I am talking, of course, about gay marriage becoming legal all over the United States of America. This, of course, has been slowly happening worldwide, but the US is still very much the center of the media world as far as impact goes. And considering how unprogressive, if that's even a word, America seems to be at times, this is a great development. But there's other 2 points to further make from this, which are, first off, if you're a modern and civil person, you probably are for LGBTQ rights, and the fight isn't really over. With marriage being legal between same-sex couples, there still is in some US states a law which says you may be fired from your job if you come out as a homosexual. So I guess it's perfectly fine to marry someone of your own gender, as long as it's okie dokie to live with no money and eventually end up on the streets. It's no wonder most LGBTQ citizens in America are in poverty. So the second thing I wanted to point out is that don't forget that gay marriage does not mean transgender marriage. Lebanon has allowed that, and the US hasn't. So there's still a ways to go, folks. But it's still great news and a great baby step. A great baby step. There's an oxymoron for you. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about this week is that I have to mention the passing of Chris Squire. Chris Squire was the bass player for the band Yes. And this is important because you might not even be aware of the influence of this guy and his music on the music you enjoy and in your life in general. Rock bands are simultaneously way overrated and way underrated. So most people don't really know where to stand on unless it's standing on everything. Like, just throw the chessboard out the window, I guess. But anyway, Chris was one of the best bass players of all time and totally reinvented the thing. These are very cliche things to say, I know, but they're ultimately true. Most people probably don't have a clear idea of how their favorite musician was probably into Yes or into Chris Squire, and they probably were. I never got to meet Chris, which is a shame, but I did meet John Anderson about 10 years ago, had quite a long conversation with him, kind of kept in touch over the years, which is amazing because I love them. So I have to talk to John and send my condolences to the guy, because I'm pretty sure they still got along, he and Chris. So, and they were longtime friends, even though, you know, rock bands have their own dynamics, but I'm pretty sure they still got along. I absolutely love Yes, and just wanted to take this moment to acknowledge Chris and his work, both in Yes and solo work. I mean, he only has one solo record, but it's Fish Out of Water is really good. I really recommend that. And Fragile and Close to the Edge, of course. That's possibly my favorite. But Yes have gems all over their discography, so it's worth checking out. And I'll never forget the first time I heard stuff on Fragile, like South Side of the Sky and Heart of the Sunrise. Listen, guys, Heart of the Sunrise has one of the sickest bass lines you'll ever hear in rock music, so go give that a listen if you haven't already. Speaking of great music, Everything have a new album out. These guys are from Manchester, England, Manchester area, not really Manchester, I think, but it's I think they're from Kent. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure. They're Manchester based, at least. But the album is called Get to Heaven. They're one of my favorite bands of recent years, and you should totally catch them. This is not a paid plug nor an advertisement. I just really love these guys from the beginning, really, way before their first album. The first singles, I was just like, what are these guys putting out next? And it was amazing. And another single, and it was even more brilliant. And this just kept happening over and over and over again, which never really happens with any band, really. When does a band just put out stuff you love all the time? Like, there's no turning back. Like, it's mind-blowing, really. Sometimes you question if there are bands who are able to blow your mind anymore, and it gets harder and harder with the times, but it still happens, definitely. My example of this is Everything. I really love the band. I haven't even heard Get to Heaven, the album, the whole thing yet, because I seem to be getting stuck on the last group of songs formed by very, very close to the end. It's not the actual end of the album, but it's a last group of songs formed by Blast Doors, Zero Pharaoh, and No Reptiles. I think it's going to be hard listening to a better combination of 3 songs all year. I've been listening to No Reptiles for a while, for a couple of months now, and because it was live on YouTube, someone uploaded that. But I just heard the album for the first time today, and it's unsurprisingly fantastic. It has a lot of goosebump moments. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But I've actually been friends with Jonathan Higgs for about 5 years now. We got in touch over MySpace initially, and he's a great guy, so I hope we can get him on the show in the coming months. But on the show this week, we have Antwon Williams. Antwon is a rapper from the Bay Area in the US. He's still quite young, but I consider him to be one of the most talented new rappers. He played Music Box over here in Lisbon a few months ago, and that was a weird one. Honestly, Portugal is well known for having warm, welcoming crowds, but really, Antwon and the guys who opened the show, who were Portuguese rappers, Mike L. Knight and Vilão, really caught possibly the worst crowd I've ever seen, I think. Seriously, like the worst crowd, like douchebag central. No clapping, no reaction. I mean, you're free to not enjoy a show, of course, but if you paid a ticket to go watch something you like, which seemed to be the case, you know, do something. Just don't stand there looking judgmentally and not clapping and not moving and not shouting and not anything. I don't know. It's just like a crowd of mummies, I think. Even mummies walk around. Mummies walk around, right? Who's to say it's mythology? But supposedly mummies walk around. I don't know, guys. But I distinctly remember Antwon clearly trying his hardest to put on a rocking show and eventually got something out of the crowd. So this goes out to Antwon specifically. I hope you catch a much better crowd next time, bro. It's not always like this. Please come back and enjoy yourself more. I'm really over-treading the territory here, but it happens so rarely in Lisbon that it's kind of shocking when it does. Like, we do not have, like a dickhead crowd, you know. Okay, so after all of this, we can jump into the conversation with Antwon Williams. So is this basically your first European tour?
No.
Oh, okay.
I came to Europe last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is your second one?
Yeah, I only played 6 shows, not last one, but I played like 19 this one. So it's a lot bigger. But it's not my first time in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good, pretty good so far. It's like there's a lot of places I haven't been before, and then like I thought like the turnout would be kind of small, but it's been like pretty big. Like a lot of people come out and stuff, so I'm kind of excited. Yeah.
And anything like shit. Okay. As anything, no, it's fine. Okay, so has anything like unexpected happened in this tour so far? Some country that was something totally unexpected or something? I don't know.
Oh, we went to Warsaw, Poland. We played in this place, and then a lot of people came out. It was like the first event there, and then the dude who owned it didn't think that anyone was going to come, but a lot of people came, which was cool. And then we like stayed in like some like weird like a couple of rooms that were like I don't know, they were shooting like movies and like shooting stuff with like models in there, and they let us like stay in like the little like bedroom quarters in there.
Well, models can't be bad. Right.
Huh?
If there's models around, you can't be bad, right? Can't be all that bad.
I guess.
I mean, it's good company, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about Lisbon? Is this your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time in Portugal, off top, and it's tight.
I can't really vouch for the Portuguese weather anymore. The Lisbon weather, like it's rainy and hot, and it's just.
This is like the first time when it's like been hot like this whole tour, and I wasn't expecting it to be hot, but I don't know, it's cool though.
It's usually pretty sunny over here. Like apparently, I guess we have California weather too. Not San Francisco though, because San Francisco's kind of like this, right?
Yeah, San Francisco kind of sucks.
Oh.
But yeah.
But the Bay Area we're from, like, it's pretty cool, right? Like it's one of the coolest places on earth, or not really?
No.
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 Because apparently, like that seems to be like the idea or the image that it projects, like in recent, like I don't know, 10 years or 5 years maybe. That it's like one of the coolest places I know. Like, even.
No, I think LA is a lot cooler.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot more to do. A lot more people come to LA than they do over there. And then it's really expensive. A lot of my friends moved away from the Bay Area. And like, I don't know. Some people that do want to stay there and stuff, they just don't ever want to go anywhere else. Which is really like, it's really closed-minded. So, I don't know. I don't really care that much for the Bay Area that much anymore.
Probably get asked this in every interview or whatever, or in everyone talks about that. I don't know, because like people in Brooklyn, they seem to get all the Brooklyn questions all the time. So apparently you have like the opposite opinion about where you live than like where the rest of the world thinks. I guess it's pretty curious to me.
Oh, is that a question?
No, it says you were talking, dude. It's not really a question.
Okay. Sick.
Questions aren't important, I don't guess. I guess we're just talking. I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Okay, cool. So I'll ask no questions anymore. Bye. No, just kidding. No, I'm just teasing. But like, okay. So first of all, like, this is a question. Here comes a question. What do you think like made you in terms of what was that one piece of art or work of art? What was that one work of art that got you like, I really need to do this? Was it rap at all?
No, not at all. I didn't want to do rap music at all. And before I was like painting a lot, and I was like painting and taking pictures and stuff, and then, I don't know, people just kept asking me about me making rap, so I just tried it again, and it kind of just went up from there.
Oh, so it's a by accident thing?
Yeah, it was a by accident thing.
Oh, cool.
But it's cool though, because I'm here by accident.
Sure.
So.
Okay, cool.
Well, you know, after a while, it wasn't by accident. It was kind of like I've been working, so you know. Yeah.
Well, what triggered that though? Like, I need to do this. The idea that you need to do this, you know.
I don't know. I just think because Fantasy Beds was like people were like, "Oh, this is a really crazy concept," like rapping over like certain stuff that like a lot of people didn't rap over. But I just took the same concept as like mixtape rappers would rap over rap songs. But I just used other instrumentals and stuff. And like, you know, of like producers that don't or would want to like you want to be making stuff with rappers, but you know, they don't.
So like this need to do different rap. I need to have some ideas, but it's going to be instrumentally totally different than what I've heard until now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So it's basically yourself. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's what you need. Have you? Okay, so in terms of young rappers, has anyone like kind of made you change your game, even in the slightest? I mean.
Oh, like probably like Rat King, Rat King and like Tebe, Earl Sweatshirt. But they're like my homies and stuff, like friends and stuff. But it's usually like friends that are rappers, like my friend Lexi. And then my homie Despot. Yeah, it's usually friends that are rappers. Kind of, you like listen to their stuff, and I guess it kind of influences you and stuff. For the most part, I don't really even listen to rap music, so.
You seem to have like a lot of wrestling references, Shawn Michaels and the Macho Man and Randy Savage and stuff. So you're a wrestling fan?
I was a wrestling fan.
So was I.
Yeah, I don't like new wrestling.
What about CM Punk though? He's pretty cool.
Yeah, but CM Punk isn't a new wrestler. He's been wrestling for a long time.
Sure. Good point. Or Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson or whatever.
I don't like any new wrestlers. I don't care about that shit.
Okay. What about the old ones? What was your favorite one when you were a kid?
Ahmed Johnson. I liked Ahmed Johnson a lot.
Oh, who's that? I have no idea.
So no one knows those things.
I'm kind of versed in wrestling though, so I kind of know, but I haven't heard of him. Where did he wrestle?
WWF.
Really? Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah. If you Googled him, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Definitely.
Which years though? Like
the Attitude Era, like the beginning of the Attitude Era.
I stopped a little bit earlier than that. Okay, that's why I don't know. See, sure. I'm still more like in the previous era. Like I don't know. I guess he kind of sucked, but like I guess Ultimate Warrior was everyone's favorite. I don't know when he was around.
Cool.
Yeah. He was really bad though. Technically,
he's like a P90X like show on YouTube now. He takes bands like those shitty like metalcore bands like Asking Alexander or something.
Yeah, those with shitty named bands.
So he like takes those bands and like makes them do P90X, but they're all like they just get drunk and stuff all the time.
Sure.
But it's like funny because they can't do P90X because it's like if you're gonna do P90X, you know what I mean, you got kind of already like work out already. But it's just funny to see like people who don't, and then they just barf and stuff.
It seems like a context thing. Like I get the gist then. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, Heavy Hearts and Doldrums. Like it seems like you're very pensive and very thoughtful. Introspective. I guess. Was that what you were going for? No.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay, maybe not.
Maybe
okay,
not.
So it's unclear. Okay, sure. Let's see. Okay, so dude, what happened after? Because so during Mimi's, you mentioned that you stopped apparently eating pussy as much after Fantasy Beds. What happened?
That's a cool thing. So it's just is about an intimacy line. So it's not like it's like using like stopped eating. It's just like it's like Lil Wayne's line about like remembering the last time I had to take off all my clothes when I had sex. It's like an intimacy thing. So it was like after a certain point, I guess in my career, there was like less intimacy. Like it was like harder for me to like find actual relationships because I don't know. I think I like met like a lot of women that they thought that like I lived a certain way. And they're like, oh, what's up with this and this? But it's like in the long run, I'm just a human, you know?
Yeah, so it's like you have to live up to the image of you. Is that it?
But it's like I don't know. It's just like my art, I guess. It's not like who I am at the end of the day. But that line is just basically about like after that there was less intimacy and stuff, I guess, and when it came to relations with women, I guess. That's like pretty much what it meant.
Does it suck, or is this just something you have to deal with and it's natural?
I guess it's something you have to deal with. Yeah.
But it's ultimately for a positive thing, or not really, or is it unclear?
I don't know.
Okay, sure. In terms of the Antwon world of imagery, is there any other ones that you're really proud of or think work really well?
Outside?
No, in terms of in the imagery. I mean the things you come up with. Like, okay, this is really pretty cool. Like,
I like the usage of roses a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
In what sense?
In romance, I guess.
Oh.
A sense of romance, I guess. And
outside of your work then. Oh, I was asking in your own work, but sure, let's go with outside. It's better to speak of other people than yourself, I guess.
Oh, you want me to talk about other people?
No, I want you to talk about whatever you want, dude.
Wait, I'm confused now.
No, I was saying like, okay, so in the terms of what you wrote, like so far, in terms of your imagery, so after stopped eating pussy after Fantasy Beds, there's one piece of imagery, and then is there something?
Well, I didn't say I stopped eating pussy. I said I ate pussy less.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misquoted you. I'm sorry.
You misquoted me.
Let's not get that myth going. Yeah, sure. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
True.
Okay, but it's on the record though, so it's fine. Something I've seen in your shows is something I never watched. Maybe it's because of your hardcore background, but there's moshing in your shows now. Like, is it that common? Isn't there? I mean, because there's like videos online of your shows and people like kind of moshing and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care for that shit.
Okay, but it's like
but that's like push moshing. It's like Warped Tour shit. Like I don't care about that stuff.
Okay. So there's nothing to do with like the hardcore scene back. Okay.
I like people to like dance with each other. That's cool.
What's it like playing at Gilman? Because my sister used to live in San Francisco, and she used to say like Gilman is the shit. Like there's a lot of, at least back then.
Yeah, back then Gilman was cool. I don't know. Now it's kind of like whatever. That's probably why I played at Gilman, because it wasn't really like it was like, I think like the only thing they kind of really have was like hardcore shows and stuff now. So it's kind of.
So it used to be multi-genre then.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but like I didn't know about. There's not really like rap shows there, and then that kind of was like the first one. But it was cool though, because there was a lot of people, and it kind of felt like I was like it was like a big enough crowd, like like a good enough crowd from what I saw. So I had a really good time.
Do you keep a lot of friends in hardcore and stuff?
Yeah, most of my friends.
Most of your friends.
Well,
like any bands that we would know or not know? I don't know.
My friends from that playing in that band Angel Dust, they're playing here in Lisbon tonight.
Oh.
But I don't know where they're playing at. I still have to find out.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean that's like the closest, and it makes sense because they're here.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the recorder. I kind of startled you there. Sorry. Okay. So okay. I need to ask you if you have any upcoming stuff, because you've been really prolific, like in the past 3 or 4 years.
Album coming out in late this summer, called Double Ecstasy. It's gonna be really tight. I gotta go home and record more of it. Sorry,
it's not finished yet.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It's like halfway done, but we got like a couple singles from it and stuff, so it's like pretty cool. I think we pretty much have we just need to make a couple more singles and stuff like that.
So you're pretty chill with recording then? It's just whenever you want?
No, I record like almost every day.
Oh.
So, but for the most part, I don't know. I'm on tour, so I can't really record. I don't really have any downtime. So that kind of sucks, but
so it's pretty like go from one place, go to another, if you play a show, go to another, and travel all the time.
Yeah.
This has been the longest tour you've done ever.
Yeah. It's the longest tour so far.
Even in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, is there any particular place like you've seen in this? It seems like the same question, but it isn't. It's like kicked ass, pretty much. Like it's, I don't know, because
any place in the U.S.?
Yeah.
I played in Minneapolis, and that was pretty cool. Every time I play in Austin, that shit's pretty cool. It's actually really cool every time I play in Austin. And then other places.
I've never been to the U.S., but I'm like dying to go to everywhere. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
At least to visit for a while, I guess.
Yeah, the U.S. is pretty cool. For the most part, it's alright. Pretty nice.
Are you going back like to the U.S. and also saying like, dude, Europe, you got to go to Europe, bro, or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
So far, still something to live for.
No, Europe is cool, but most people, I don't know, they like to be in the U.S.
Oh.
I don't know. That's chill, but yeah.
Dude, thanks for your time, man.
Hell yeah.
Thanks a lot. Okay, that was another Made of Things. Antwon is a very cool dude. I like the guy. He seemed to be a man of few words during the interview, but I assure you he isn't. He just, obviously he hit rap, so has a lot of words to make up for. But no, seriously, he's a really cool dude. You go talk to him if you can. He probably won't. Don't go talk to him. I don't know. Do whatever you want. If you're cool, go talk to Antwon. But catch us on Made of Things on WordPress, where you can download all the episodes. Also, we are Made of Things Pod on Twitter. Like our page on Facebook, and on Instagram we are Made of Things. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next week. Bye.